Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brand. And I've got some really cool news, especially for us old people. That is, Nintendo is releasing the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. This is 13 games designed for speed runs in competition that they did back in 1990, the first Nintendo World Championship. Now, it was one of those things that I wish I could have seen, gone to. It was just as a kid, I was just like, yes, I want to be there. I want to do this. And how did I even know about this, being 1990 and the internet being around? Well, it all started with a movie. Yes, a movie. Some of y'all remember it, some of you don't, and some of you that haven't seen it. It is basically Nintendo's version of a movie to sell itself. And of course, I'm talking about the one and only movie, The Wizard, starring Fred Savage. I absolutely loved this movie as a kid. I watched it 100,000 times. I can't even remember, Lucas being an autistic savant at Nintendo games. Yes, how does Fred Savage know about the hidden whistle when it's the first time they ever see Super Mario Brothers 3? Yeah, there's some plot holes, there's some stuff that doesn't fit, but it's a kids movie that's basically a giant ad for Nintendo. And more specifically, him, Lucas, competing in the World Championships, which would come to real life the following year. And this is just one of those, yeah, I love this movie as a kid. It's got some major things that's like, yeah, that's a bit weird, and the whole dinosaur thing, and there's a lot of, it's a weird movie when you watch it as an adult, but as a kid, I was just enthralled with it. Just like, here's a kid trying to be the best at Nintendo. He's only happy when he plays video games. Which related to a lot of us back then. But they're releasing a digital and physical version of this set of video games. 13, like I said before, speedrun events that were done in 1990. And they also have a physical edition. And I'm absolutely getting the physical edition. And I'm absolutely going to try to get the Japanese physical edition. So let's look at the two differences real quick. And that is, for the US, the physical one, we're going to see we've got the game, we've got the cards, we've got the pin set, and a replica of the Nintendo World Championship NES cartridge. Now, this is a gold-plated one. The original ones were white / clear, kind of smoky looking. And they do pop up on eBay from time to time, and they're usually in the low six figures to get your hands on one of these limited copies that were used in the World Championship in 1990. They've done a couple more since, I think 2012, 2015, and another one in 2017, similar situations. But this was the original one, the NES one. So I'm excited because I want to have this little cartridge just on a display case in my living room above my Switch and TV, just because it's awesome. But the Japanese version I also want because it's cool. And let's take a look at that. And that is, here it is. They lose the NES cartridge, but they come with these Famicom wireless controllers that you can use with your Switch. That's awesome. And they'll be available to the general public in Japan, but I don't know if there's any plans to release these in the US, and these may be Japanese exclusives, which means I can probably get my hands on them, but I'm going to pay a small fortune to get my hands on them, because anything that is like Japan only when it comes to Nintendo, trying to get it imported and in your hands here in the States, it's expensive, because they don't want to let it go. Because as many Nintendo fans there are in the United States, it's way more in Japan. Even different population size, way more Nintendo fans in Japan than in the US. But I mean, honestly, I would love to have both sets. And if I could get my hands on the Japanese set, I'd want two sets. One to actually use the Famicom controllers, and another one just to have boxed up, untouched, because it's going to be a collector's edition, collector's item in the future, as well as the U.S. version. I'm probably going to get 2 copies of that, and it's $60 for the physical edition. I mean, $60 for a physical copy, a pin set, and a replica NES cartridge. I mean, come on, that is way less than I would have guessed. Like, I thought, okay, digital would be 30. That's cool. I literally thought the physical edition was going to be like 120, 150. I'm not even joking. And I would have paid it. But the fact that it's 60 means I'm definitely buying two. I'm going to have one completely just, I don't know, may have CGC rate it and just have it boxed and cased and just untouched. And definitely play the other one, because I have a wall of pins. It's a thing that started with me and my kids picking up pins where we go, where we have pins from favorite shows and stuff where we travel and everything we do. That's just one of the enamel pins. We always pick stuff up. We find pins that are Nintendo related, movie related. I literally probably have about 500 to 600 pins on these cushions in my wall in my living room, and it's just kind of it's just it shows us how we have lived our lives. This is how we've chosen to do. So I'm a huge enamel pin fan. And so the fact that we're going to get some really cool limited edition 5 ones, I want 5 on my wall. I want 5 untouched. This is just a cool set to begin with. And the fact that it's not just like you download the NES. These are the time trialed ones that were used in the competition. And I can't wait to try my hand at it, because I was probably good back in the day. Age and not playing games for a couple decades have fairly, very, very badly diminished my skill set, but I'm getting better. I'm still keeping just a notch or two ahead above my kids in Mario Kart, and I'll just keep practicing so I can get better. But this is so cool that I don't know if people know about this, but if you're a Nintendo fan, and if you remember growing up with the NES, I mean, this is just something you've got to get. You just got to have. Even if it's not the physical edition, to play your hands at the old NES time trials that were done in the 1990 World Championship is just something we've never had the opportunity to do in real life from our homes or anywhere. Because, like I said, those cartridges are 175. That's usually like the starting. 175,000 is usually like the lowest I've seen one of these cartridges. I've seen them go on eBay for $500,000, and that's not even joking. You can look it up. It's insane what these cartridges go for. They only pop up about one every 3 to 4 years. So if you're able to get your hands on one, you've got a lot of money to get rid of. It is a collector's dream for Nintendo fans. But here we get our own version based on the Switch. It's affordable for everybody. And this is something I just think, I mean, I sound like a shill for Nintendo, but even I'm not. I'm just a huge Nintendo fan. I grew up with the NES. It's in my blood. Me and my kids are Nintendo fans. Don't own a PlayStation. Don't own an Xbox. Own NES, all the mini classics, GameCube, N64, Switch. I don't have a Wii or Wii U. I miss those systems, so I didn't really get into those. But I've got every other system. SNES, forgot about that one. Got that one too. And I've got a bunch of stuff, all the accessories and stuff like that. Because yeah, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. That's how I grew up. Reading Nintendo Power, trying to figure out how to beat Zelda, trying to beat Ninja Turtles level 2, that stupid underwater level. I mean, seriously, it still haunts me. But luckily, the Ninja Turtle one is not in this one, because that would drive me absolutely insane. But you got Kirby, you got Zelda, you got Mario Brothers, you got all the fun games, classic games, Metroid and others. It's just going to be a blast to test your skills on the OG NES games. So with that, as always, my friends, hopefully this is a much better upbeat video than I have had the chance to make lately. So remember, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.